Bridget Coons on behalf of Mr. Carter. Mr. Carter, go ahead and state for the record.
Come on, Carter.
Teresa Clare on behalf of probation. Your Honor, Mr. Carter is before the court for a violation of probation hearing. That hearing was adjourned from February 12th due to a pending case. At this time, Your Honor, he now has 2 pending cases, both being felonies with a PCC date of March 7th. Probation is recommending that this BOP hearing be adjourned to March 18, 2024 at 1 p.m. to determine the outcome of his pending cases.
Your Honor, we would ask that the court adopt the probation recommendations, and then we'd also ask or request that he be allowed to post some form of a cash bond. He is being held on other cases, but he would like to attempt to try to bond out while he is fighting these cases. So if we could ask for any type of cash bond that would assist him.
Your Honor, probation would object to that request. The pending cases involve additional assaultive behavior. The case that he is before the court, his probation case is a child abuse case. His pending cases is an assault with great bodily harm, less than murder, assault with a dangerous weapon, domestic violence, second offense, and an RNO.
All right. Yes. We did not. Whose fault is that?
That is definitely mine.
Yeah, okay, very good. So go ahead.
The people waiving the consent of the Honorable Court of the Public Defender's Office, so the people who do not believe that such conflict exists, the people make this waiver in avoidance of any doubt.
Ms. Coons.
Bridget Coons on behalf of the Public Defender's Office. At this time, we do waive any conflict of interest with this honorable court. We do not believe that a conflict exists, but in abundance of caution, we would waive that conflict.
And the court for its part also does not believe that a conflict exists either under the Michigan court rules or the cases decided thereunder. To the extent a conflict exists, given the waivers, the court will consent to hear the matters. Ms. Coons, you said he's held on other matters?
Yes, which he does have cash bond. This is the only case where he has bond is completely denied. He would like to work with a bail bondsman though to try to get out and then return to work. But
the reason that bond has been revoked and denied on this one is because of the other cases.
Yes, well,
they've been denied the last time I was in.
well, so
Go ahead.
from my understanding, the violation of probation is for the other cases. That's why he's being held.
And we don't have any resolution to those other cases at this point. I guess my only question is if I put this out to the 18th, well, let me ask it this way. The other 2 matters that he has, are those headed towards some type of resolution or not?
So that's going to be the first PCC that's coming up. I believe it's this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the 7th.
Yeah.
Right. I was aware of that.
Yeah. So at this time, I don't believe so. We still have to get review the discovery in that case, particularly the videos.
Okay. And if we're waiting, and the reason I ask that is if we're waiting on some type of resolution to come forth on those cases, setting it for the 18th, we're going to be back here adjourning. Because if it's set for the 7th, and let's say they ask for an adjournment, which PD tends to do, just kidding, and it's put out even a week, there has to be 4 days for a resolution. And if it's more likely put out 2 weeks to the 21st, that's going to be after the 18th. So I understand why Ms. Polero may be recommending that date, but I don't know if that's truly going to be anything practical.
Your Honor, if I may, I do want to note that while the defendant's probation violation is because of the additional cases, he also was not reporting to Ms. Polero after, I believe, early December, and there was a bench warrant in this case. So it's not simply the fact that he picked up 2 felony cases. It's additionally the fact that he was not reporting to Ms. Polero in compliance with the conditions for this case as well.
Right, I get that, but I think Ms. Polera, they were looking for some, I think, clarity of what's gonna happen. I realize there are all these other issues going on in regard to this. But it would seem to me, what's my next date after the 18th?
April 1st.
I'm more inclined to adjourn this to that date, to the April 1st date. If something comes up where there's a resolution on the other matters or something happens on the other matters that we can do something on this, I don't mind calling it up early or doing something either by stipulation of the parties or by an order regarding this particular violation. So it won't prejudice Mr. Carter. I'm just thinking, why bring it back if it's unlikely we're gonna have anything to do?
I see. Have you talked to your private attorney on that case? So, do you? Okay. Yeah, and we'd be okay with adjourning it further out. However, we'd still be asking for at least some type of cash bond in the meantime. That way he can try to at least post something and get back to work.
What's his bond on the other case?
It's 60,000 total.
60?
Yeah. And Mr. Carter does believe that he'd be able to work with a bondsman to post out. We'd also, I mean, if it makes the court more comfortable, we could also offer a GPS tether.
The other events occurred at the town address, didn't they? Or did they occur someplace else?
No, Your Honor, they did not.
They didn't occur on Towner in Ann Arbor. I think at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue the defendant's bond as is. Take a closer look at it when it gets to the case that's up 3 days from now. And not saying I won't look at it, but at this point, I'm just going to continue this bond if we vote at this point in this case.
All right.
Can I at least get my phone turned back on?
I'm sorry,
Can I at least get my phone turned back on?
your phone.
The
Great.
phone privileges from the violation of probation trial inside the child abuse case. His phone privileges was disconnected. He no longer don't have contact with that victim at all. Yeah, he doesn't have contact with that victim at all. He understands no contact with any other victims inside any of his cases, and he won't violate that, Your Honor.
His phone privileges were revoked in this case?
On the,
The last one, the last case. The last DV case.
we're up for the violation of probation.
So, Your Honor, I believe that there was a domestic violence case that was brought forth before the court at a misdemeanor. That was dismissed and it was reauthorized as a DV second and an RNO. And I believe that his phone privileges were revoked in that misdemeanor case because he was contacting people that he should not be contacting from the jail. That's my understanding.
Is that a case that's up now?
Well, it's reauthorized as this pending felony.
As the pending felony, so the phone privileges are revoked in the one that's up Thursday.
No.
Your Honor, no. So inside that case, he never contacted the victim. His phone privileges were already revoked whenever he went to the jail.
Hold on. Okay. I'm not saying I will or won't, but nobody's telling me where
It was
the revocation of the phone privileges are coming from, and I can't recall. All I'm saying is I don't have them revoked in this case.
Okay. So we'll have to find the case that they're actually revoked in.
Right. If it's one of the felonies, then that's coming up for a PCC on Thursday. So to the extent it's going to be addressed, it would have to be addressed in that case.
So It wasn't.
It wasn't a rehab. It wasn't.
Okay.
Somebody totally different.
Okay, so I'll look into figuring out
It
the
don't really
case.
matter.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.